Welcome to Storytime at the Rubus, a weekly podcast where we discuss Monterey Music and Arts Festival and other music-related genres. I'm Brooklyn.
I'm Daniel.
And I'm Sharla.
And me and Brooklyn have had a drink. Let's just preface it that way. Sharla did too, that's right. We split one of those canned cocktails that you can buy at the Mapco.
Club Tails.
Club Tails?
Yeah, they're called Club Tails.
Well, they do the trick. So this is going to be one of those kind of episodes, I suppose. How's everybody doing? How are you doing, Sharla?
I'm great.
Really? Have you had a good week?
Well, yes. Have you had a good week?
Yeah, especially now. It's a cool evening on our back porch. We're back out here. We just had a good dinner and a drink. It's been a good week. How are you, Brooklyn?
I'm thriving.
Really? You're just vibing and thriving.
I'm constantly busy, but I'm
Yeah?
thriving.
How are things going at Straight to L these days?
Really good.
Yeah? Should
Yeah.
people come see you? Come hit your girl up for a drink?
Please.
Yeah?
Always.
Yeah, Campus 805, Huntsville. Go visit. That's usually the place that we take visitors when they come into town.
More specifically, Straight to L Brewery.
Yeah, y'all got some really lit tacos and burgers up in there.
Yeah.
I like the Cuban sandwich. That's one of my favorites.
We have 9 IPAs on tap right
Really?
now, though. We have, we have Neon Moon by Druid City. That's the only sour that we have right now. It's insane.
Wasn't Neon Moon like an Alan Jackson song back in the
No,
day?
that was Brooks and Dunn.
Brooks and
Neon
Dunn?
Moon by
Okay.
Brooks and Dunn.
I don't
You
know.
goob.
I don't know my country music that well, I'm going to
I
be
know
honest.
my 90s country music.
Oh, okay.
Mm-hmm.
Do we need some 90s country music at Bonnaroo next year? Who would you pick if we got
Garth
one
Brooks.
of those? Oh, Garth, yeah. This was discussed on InfoRoo the other day. I feel like he would bring in a lot of ticket sales if they got Garth Brooks.
I think so, yeah.
Who else? What about Shania? Let's go,
That's
girls.
a big sigh.
No,
That's for me. Well, okay. Honestly,
Maybe?
I know that she's like making a comeback right now.
Yeah?
Shania Twain saw a massacre.
That would be a great Halloween thing.
There was a tweet, or not a tweet, there was a Facebook post that was going around the other day, and it said something like, everyone says Shania Twain, let's go girls, gets them pumped. But when I hear Reba McEntire say, I was born just plain white trash, but Nancy was my name.
Yeah.
That is Charlotte's go-to whenever we go to a karaoke
Karaoke,
bar. Yeah. She did that one with Joe in Louisville around last Thanksgiving. You did it some other time, too.
That's
I
what
can't
I
remember.
always do when I go to Eric's house, or when I go to
Yes.
Ryan's house.
Yeah. Brooklyn, what's your go-to karaoke song?
God, I don't even know.
What did you do last time?
Back to Black by Amy Winehouse.
Oh,
That's
there
a
you
pretty
go.
good
That's a
karaoke
pretty good
song.
one, yeah.
I always very poorly do a Bowie song.
No, you do great.
No, what? It's not until you look at the lyrics of a Bowie song on the screen that you realize how weird his lyrics are.
I mean, yeah.
Yeah, I did Moon Age Daydream at Ryan's house, and I was like, really? This is what's in this song? I forgot about this. It's weird, dude. But anyways, that's not what we're here to discuss. So we did a Twitter poll close to a week ago. We didn't really have anything planned for this week. We thought about skipping this week. We're waiting until things really get going again. But I thought, hey, we could do a fun topic instead of skipping a week. And I let everybody decide. We had a couple of different options. We asked if they wanted to hear all weekly picks, or if they wanted to hear about travel advice. But what they did pick is they wanted to hear about what kind of supplies they might need for Bonnaroo or other camping festivals.
That was a great pick, I think.
Yes, and I think it's timely because people could be asking for things as part of a Christmas list, a Christmas wish list.
True.
So maybe you need some of these things and you're kind of hinting around to the parents or siblings or whoever it may be that you need some of this stuff. So now's the time to be thinking about that kind of deal, what you're either going to be asking for Christmas or what you might need to be saving up to buy yourself. And again, this isn't specifically for Bonnaroo. Brooklyn, you and I have Okeechobee coming up. A lot of others are going to that. The first weekend of March is going to sneak up.
Mm-hmm.
Do we have most of everything we need for that? Do we need anything else?
I mean, yeah, we got everything.
Okay.
Bud.
Well, we can kind of think it out as we go through this list. So here's what I'm
We
thinking.
need a Big Joe.
What is a Big Joe?
It's one of those fancy bead bags.
Oh, yeah. I would enjoy
I
that.
feel like those would be good.
Yeah.
You can't pack them down into a smaller size.
That's the problem.
Yeah.
But just imagine sitting at camp on a Big Joe with a cup of Joe.
With Joe. I thought the same thing. Yes.
That'd be pretty good, right?
Yeah. All right, so here's what we'll do. This is going to be a little shorter of an episode. Maybe. We'll see. we're going to go around. Each of us get a couple of different picks for things that you recommend that people bring to a camping festival. This doesn't apply to a city festival. Mm-hmm. So just camping festivals. Should I start and we can go around?
Sure.
Okay. So my number one thing that I think people need when you're going to a camping festival is the canopy. That is number one. I mean, apart from the tent, obviously. But the little canopy, the Easy Up, you can get one at someplace like Dick's or Academy or REI. I do kind of recommend REI maybe because they have that lifetime guarantee. So if anything happens like 10 years from now, you can still go back and trade in for another one. You can get a bigger one, but I will warn everyone, the bigger it is, the more of a sail it can turn into when it gets a little windy. And if you survived that storm this past Saturday at Rue, you already know what I'm talking about. Didn't we talk to somebody this week that just now got their car repaired after being hit by a canopy?
It was Kent Summers
on
Twitter. He was saying that his van, actually, this year at Bonnaroo, a random canopy, I guess during the little storm we had on Friday, a random canopy just blew from God knows where, just blew into his van and caused $3,000 worth of damage.
But insurance helped him out,
yes,
though, right?
He said insurance covered it because it was considered a, quote, weather-related...
act of God?
Incident or whatever.
Act of Rufus?
And he only had to pay $100, thankfully.
Oh, well, that's okay.
Which is great, but he just now got, everything fixed because, parts are on back order and everything.
Yeah.
That's,
supply chain issues.
Yeah.
Okay, wow.
But that's wild.
Yeah. So, also, in addition to the canopy, make sure that it's staked down well. One other small suggestion I'll give you is I bought some screw-in stakes for Burning Man this past year. Those work great. They're almost a foot long. You can use a drill to put it in if you want to. And once you put those in, that sucker ain't going nowhere. Right.
I mean, I know weather incidents or things are rare at Bonnaroo, but it does happen. I mean, it happened this year and a lot of canopies got destroyed. So when weather stuff does happen at Bonnaroo, make sure to put your canopy down, put the legs down on it, make sure it's staked in, and it doesn't hurt to get those screw-in stakes for things like that. I mean, they didn't cost very much.
I think I got 6 for $15.
Yeah, so they're not very expensive.
Yeah, I bought 2 packs of it because
so get you a pack of those, especially if you want to keep your canopies down, during a storm.
Yeah. All right, Sharla, you're next. What's your go-to item?
Okay, so I'm going to recommend something a little different that we haven't recommended before. So I actually got it for Burning Man this year, but I'm definitely going to bring it to Bonnaroo. It's going to be one of my go-tos from now on. So this year I bought, it's called Flex Solar, and it's a little flat solar charger for your phone, for your little portable devices. So those little portable solar chargers that look like a battery pack, those just, I'm going to be honest, they don't work very well.
You got one as a ground score and it sucked. It did not work.
Yeah, and I've heard from other people that they don't work very well. Those that are like $20 on Amazon, they just don't hold up. But I bought one, it's called Flex Solar, and I got it on Amazon, and I paid $50 for it. And it's around the size of an iPad, and it just kind of folds open. It worked tremendously.
Oh, man.
I mean, kept our phones charged during Burning Man.
So I could get like about 20% every 15 minutes, it felt like.
Yeah, I mean, it was great. I mean, you just put it on the hood of your car, and I mean...
Or you can hang it on the canopy.
Yeah, or you can hang it on your canopy. It came with little hooks to hang it up.
I've got it in my big Tupperware bin out there. I'll bring it with us to Ogie Brook. So me and you can use it,
I mean, so that's definitely going to be my go-to from now on, those kind.
And by the way, we should mention the Amazon list, right, Sharla?
Yes.
You going to bring that up?
We actually have, and we've got it linked on our social media, on all of our Real Robust social media. We actually have a very small Amazon storefront. I mean, you definitely don't have to use that. I don't think we've ever really earned, much more than a cent off of it. But we actually do have a very small Amazon storefront. So if you want to check that out, something that also that I want to de-recommend. Can I
de-recommend?
Can I
unrecommend?
Unrecommend. Excuse me. Can I unrecommend something?
Yes.
Okay.
Something that I no longer want to recommend.
What?
The Dr. Prepare.
Oh, snap.
Yeah.
Okay.
Gotta unrecommend the Dr. Prepare. So last year, we went on and on and on for months leading up. I feel like months leading up to Bonnaroo.
Well, ever since Okie.
And so many people told us that they bought a Dr. Prepare, and we actually did a TikTok showing how to use the Dr. Prepare, and it was like our most watched TikTok. And
I think one reason it was viral was because you can see Cornbread the dog in the little thumbnail.
True. So we actually ended up, because Amazon like messed up the shipping and stuff. Anyways, we ended up with 3 Dr. Prepares.
Thanks, Jeff.
Two of those Dr. Prepares broke at Bonnaroo.
Yeah, they just stopped working.
They leaked.
Yeah.
And when they leak, they don't spray out. They don't spray the water out.
Because it's like not holding the pressure
right.
anymore.
Exactly. So I can no longer recommend the Dr. Prepare.
I have one left that has been untouched. I'm going to take with us to Okeechobee. I'll report back to see if it survives. I'm not too faithful in it, given what happened.
Yeah. But anyways, going back to, we do have a little Amazon storefront, so definitely check that out. If there's something you think we should add to that storefront, just definitely hit us up and let us know.
All right, Brooke, you're up. What do you recommend?
An exit buddy.
What?
Yeah, I don't know. Definitely a camp flag.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, like, get with your buddies, design something funny, or pick a meme or whatever, get a tall flagpole, and pitch that up at your camp. Because when you come back late at night, and you're under the influence of Bud Light... It gets pretty difficult to find your camp. I mean, usually we're at Bonnaroo, and I'm used to, like, it's so easy to find us because we're the giant blue fucking bus.
Yeah.
But at Okie, if you're not, like, 100% you remember which lane you're in, like, in the campgrounds, it's pretty hard to find your camp, especially if you're, like, in the middle of a field, like...
And everybody's canopy and tent looks the same. Yeah, it's tricky.
It gets a little difficult.
One thing I would recommend on top of that is buy a little LED string for just $5.
Yes.
And put it at the top of the flagpole. Mm-hmm. And, you'll kind of remember, oh, hey, we have the flashing purple lights on the top of the Shrek flag.
Yeah.
And you'll see it from like a quarter of a mile away.
Yeah.
And you'll know where you're at. And even if it's not in the budget, just look and see what the closest flag to you is. Because somebody... not far away from you will probably have something silly that you can use as a landmark.
Like,
we've done that.
Yeah. Keep it silly. I want to get a flag for our camp.
What would you put on it?
I don't know.
Can we put our pets, like do a collage of like Cornbread and Ricky and Derby?
And then line it with LED?
That'd be funny. Yeah. Maybe we can do that. Maybe we can do it before Okie.
Yeah, that's what I want to do.
Okay, well, let's talk later.
So there used to be a company called University Customs that did... custom flags, but they don't do custom flags anymore.
Really? They're gone?
They still exist, but they no longer do custom flags.
Well, that sucks. I've seen a lot of those. Eric made one for us one time, or gave us one.
Yes, but I'm saying, does anyone know a company that now does custom flags?
Oh, there's got to be, because I see all kind of custom flags.
Right.
I don't know where. Yeah, let us know. Hit us up.
Yes.
We'll recommend.
I guess we could just Google custom flags.
Hey, I am socially Googling. I'm asking people about their experience.
I would rather have people's recommendations.
Yeah,
yes.
True.
All right, anything else, Brooke, or is it my turn?
Yeah, that exit buddy, keep him on lock. You're going to need that one.
You're going to need that?
Yeah.
You don't have to buy that.
Maybe.
Oh. My next one is the inflatable mattress. I bought one for Burning Man. Sharla already has like a little mattress that's meant for kids, but works for her because she's a petite lady. So I bought an inflatable mattress before Okie last year.
Yeah, I remember.
And it serves me very well. You can just step on it and stomp on it for about a minute, and it inflates all the way. And it was, not the most comfortable thing, but comfortable enough.
It's not really a mattress. It's just a pad. Like, when you say inflatable mattress, I immediately think of, like, your basic giant inflatable mattress.
Oh, yeah.
No, this one is like a little army mat, and you step on it, and it pumps.
Yeah. It works great. I was comfortable.
I would call it an inflatable mat.
Okay. Yeah, that's probably more accurate. But I used it at Okeechobee, and then I just used it at Burning Man. And I'm the kind of guy where, like, if I'm not super comfortable, I can't sleep well. Mm-hmm. I slept well on this thing at both of those events. I would put a blanket on top of it just to make it a little smoother and a little more soft, But works perfect. I think I paid $25, $30 for it.
Yeah, where'd you get it?
I do not remember. It's on Amazon. I will send Sharla
Amazon.
the link so she can add it to our list.
I will. I'll do that.
And I think that is a more cost-effective and very comfortable way of having a bed. Don't sleep on the ground.
And it saves space too.
That too. But I've done this at other times when we just went camp. I don't like it. Maybe it's just me. Like I said, I have to be super comfortable. I wake up like at 4 a.m. all stiff, and I don't sleep well, and I feel cranky in the morning because I was not comfortable. But the pad makes me comfortable. Sharla, you're up.
So a lot of people will recommend Liquid IV, which is great. But Liquid IV can be incredibly expensive. So I recommend going to Walmart. And Walmart has Liquid IV in generic form. And it is less than $5. They have all types of Liquid IV generic that you can get. They have Propel, and they have different types of Propel flavors. And it's all types of electrolytes that you can get. You can get a caffeinated version. You can get a vitamin mix version.
Celsius. You can get those in powders now.
And you can get Celsius.
I love the
Celsius drinks in powders now. But you can get a key lime version that is just like
really
the Liquid IV. I mean, I even one time looked at the ingredients of the Liquid IV packs and compared it to the key lime packs at Walmart. And the key lime box was like $2 and something, and the Liquid IV box was like $8-9, and it was the exact same ingredients.
Huh. Okay.
Yes.
Does it have all the vitamins in it like the Celsius drinks do?
I don't know, but I'm talking about Liquid IV.
Oh, I know. I know. It was on my mind since you're talking about the powder drinks.
I know, but definitely check that out if you want to save some money with that.
Okay.
So I definitely recommend that because those saved me at Bonnaroo.
Oh yeah, I want to tag along for that because that was one thing that I wrote down as one of my recommendations too. Those powders.
Oh yes.
I feel like a lot of people might be tempted to spend a lot of money on some Gatorades. But instead, I recommend that you get like a pretty big pack of bottled water, which is probably just gonna be what, $5, $6, $7. And get a bunch of those powders like Charlotte's talking about. So you can get powdered Gatorade that you put in a bottle of water and shake it up, and magically it turns into Gatorade.
Right.
And it tastes just like the regular bottles.
Exactly.
And those Celsius drinks, I cannot recommend them enough. They're not paying me any money to say this. I love those because they are caffeinated drinks. They're, full of electrolytes or whatever that Gatorade gives you. I don't know. But it also is like 100% of all of your vitamins for the day. So you're going to feel a lot more refreshed. It's going to help you from hangovers. That's one thing. And it's going to give you a little bit more energy. I am not a dietitian, so please take all this with a grain of salt. I don't know if it has any salt in it, but I love those, so it gets Daniel's stamp of approval. I think the Celsius powder is a little bit more expensive. I don't know if you can get a generic brand. Maybe, but those are great. Check them out. Brooklyn, you're up next. Do you have another one?
Yes.
All right.
So, y'all know me.
I know you. Yeah, you're cool.
I hate the heat.
Yeah.
Hate the heat. Those little mini fans that me and Sharla got, we got those from Walmart, right?
Yes.
And it's like set up as a tripod. So you can like set them up, and then, or you could fold it back, and it's like a little handheld fan. That thing has power in it, and they're rechargeable. And I remember those lasted all night.
Yes.
And I was so hot that one night I had one in my little cubby that I made in the bus. And I was perfect. It was so nice.
And those two, like I'm used to sleeping with a fan at night in my bedroom normally.
Even in the winter.
Yes.
They're loud.
And yes, exactly. Those give me that white noise that I need to sleep at night.
Same.
And also be careful if you're buying those on Amazon, those little mini fans, because I bought one for Burning Man because I'd misplaced my Bonnaroo one, which I found later.
Oh.
Of course, but be careful if you're buying those on Amazon because I bought one for Burning Man and come to find out I couldn't use it unless it was plugged in.
Yeah.
So I made that dumb mistake. So make sure you read very, very, very carefully if you're going to buy one on Amazon.
Do you have any of those on your Amazon list?
No, but I need to put one on there.
Okay, Charlotte's got some homework.
Yeah.
Let's do one more round. Do you have anything else first?
I don't.
All right, we're going to do one more round, so think about it. You got 2 turns till we get to you for the last one. I have one last important thing that I'm going to recommend. I didn't have one of these until it was a ground score this past Bonnaroo. But everybody knows those foldable tables. You know, you see them at family reunions, church potlucks, whatever. I got one as a ground score this past Bonnaroo.
Joseph found it.
Okay, well, it made its way to me. It's a smaller version of one of those tables, but it comes up a lot higher, so you can extend the legs up to about, 4 or 5 feet, something like that, and it's a good bit smaller. So, it comes in handy for 2 different uses. First of all, if you are an amateur campground DJ like me, it is perfect for that, to put your board or your laptop or whatever on top of there, so it's at a good level so you don't have to bend over the whole time and hurt your back. But also, it's great to put down really low and put inside your tent as a shelf. So I brought ours to Burning Man and I put it inside our tent, and I was able to use it that way to keep our stuff a lot better organized. So I put the food and other things that I needed on the table, so it was in there in the tent. I could just reach over and get it. So it provided a lot more organization, so stuff wasn't just thrown around everywhere. So it's good for both of those reasons. I totally recommend one of those little guys. Charlotte's just like, yeah?
No, that's great.
Yeah. All right, you're up next, babe.
So I have a couple different things.
Go for it.
So I always use, when I'm at Bonnaroo, well, sometimes I use it at the house too, but when I'm at Bonnaroo, I always use an eye mask to sleep. And I have this really funny eye mask that Brooklyn bought me.
Sorry, you're making me laugh because we just watched American Psycho last night, and he was talking about the eye mask.
Oh, well. But anyways, if you've ever seen Shameless and Fiona's eye mask, that's my eye mask.
Oh yeah, she has that.
Yeah, I have that eye mask.
You
got it for me.
You amused Mitchell when we went to his birthday
he
party.
thought it was the funniest thing.
You were like half asleep, and he was talking to you, and he was like, "Oh."
Anyways, so I always use an eye mask. And so I'm over there with my eye mask, my fan for my white noise, and I'm out like a light at Bonnaroo.
Like a light.
Yeah, seriously. So an eye mask. Get you a good eye mask.
All right.
Something that I never, ever, ever wanted to spend money on because they're expensive, number one, and I never thought it would be worth it. A Camelback.
Yes.
Oh.
I never thought that Camelbacks were worth it.
Boy, is it ever.
Okay, so I'm going to be honest. This year I got one as a ground score. And we put it all over our social media and never found out who this belonged to. Nobody has claimed it.
Sharla put a lot of work into trying to return this. But
If
we
it's
never
yours,
LED lights around it.
Yeah.
If it's yours, please come get it back. I mean, we've been trying to return it to its owner and nobody has claimed it. So
I mean, if we don't hear from you, I just want you to know it gave Sharla a lot of good use at Burning Man.
I took it to Burning Man, and I would not have survived Burning Man without this Camelback. It is so worth it, and it's so worth it to get you a good, nice Camelback. And the thing about Camelbacks is you can actually buy an off-brand bag and then get a good name-brand bladder to put in the bag, which is really, really, really good. Yes, Brooklyn.
I will say, I kind of did some research on really good Camelbacks, especially like curated only for music, or specifically for music festivals. They make a lot of, they make most of them, or not most of them, but a lot of them, anti-theft.
Oh yeah.
To where it's like, small, so it can fit a decent sized bladder in it, but all of the zipper is facing the part that faces your back, so nobody can come in and steal your stuff. And
that's cool.
That would you hear about a lot of thefts from a lot of EDM heavy music festivals. Not saying anything, but
there's not that much at Bonnaroo. There is. Not as much as what I've heard from other places.
As much as people say, there's no thieving here. There's thieving everywhere.
Well, it happens.
Right.
It happens, and you always want to be safe. So I recommend those, and I think it's like Lunchbox brand. Like if you Google like Lunchbox Camelbacks or whatever, I'm sure it'll bring you close to that. They are a little pricey, but it's honestly worth that. If you're gonna be going to a bunch of music festivals, or let's say you're going to a sketch country,
traveling,
those
or if you go hiking a lot.
Yes.
Yeah.
Anti-theft, and it carries a Camelback.
That's cool.
Yeah, they're really cool, and you can get LED lights and.
That's really cool.
Yeah.
Now, one thing that we should mention, though, is Bonnaroo security is a little picky with the rules about those kind of things sometimes. Last year they didn't really check.
They were not this year at all.
Well, let's say
last year wasn't normal though.
Yeah, true.
A couple of years ago, before all of the various apocalypses, they were pretty strict about that sort of thing. You could only have a Camelback that had one zipper to it or something.
And see, this brand, it is one zipper.
Is it? Okay. Maybe they design it with that in mind. That's cool.
They probably do, yeah.
So if you haven't invested money in one of those kind of things already, check the recent rules for Bonnaroo. Don't take 2022's experience with security as standard, because it was extenuating circumstances this past year. They may potentially be strict again next year.
I wouldn't stress about it.
Well, I just don't want anybody to invest a lot of money and then have it turned around. Now at Oki, it's like rules. There's no rules here. Like you can bring in whatever kind of bag. We didn't have that kind of problem at all.
Daniel, we should mention the Patreons.
We should.
Yeah.
We probably should. All right. Would you like to read the list and then I can give them the whole pitch?
Yes.
Go for it.
All right. Amanda, Preston, a.k.a. Presto.
Why is he a.k.a. Presto? We need to ask about that one of these days.
I don't know. Nick, Maddie, Sean, McFerg, Andrew, William, John, Captain Dan, Lucy, Benjamin, Ross, Kent, Michael, Randy.
Welcome back, Randy.
Joshua, Madison, Scott, Greg, Eric and Ben, Natalie, Beyond the Hypnotic.
That's Jay.
Jace.
Hey, he's headed to Halloween next week.
Really?
Yeah,
that's cool.
He has a good time.
Evan, Jay, Chloe,
Welcome back, Jay.
And Sean.
Hey, thank you, everybody. Thank you for your support. You know the deal. We are at patreon.com/Rubus. 80%, I'm not going to edit that out, 80% of everything that we collect is going to go to the Bonnaroo Works Fund a couple of weeks before Bonnaroo next year. And the remaining 20% is going to fund something fun at the next Rubus party next year. And our Patreons get to decide. By the way, we will have a bonus episode going out to our Patreons later this week.
I'm excited about it.
And we might do a little something special from our big Halloween party that's coming weekend, too.
Yeah.
We might do like a live stream or something. We'll discuss this offline later, yeah. But again, it's at patreon.com/Rubus. Sharla and I don't keep a cent of that. Like I said, 80% goes to the charity arm of Bonnaroo, the Bonnaroo Works Fund. And the remaining 20% will go to everybody in the form of like goodies, food, booze. I don't know, whatever our Patreons decide. We'll start talking with them early next year.
Yeah.
Do you have anything to say about the group? Are we still about at the same place?
Yeah, I'm about to set up the group me.
Yeah?
And then
so we can get everybody on the same page and everything?
On the same page, yeah.
Brooklyn, what kind of role would you like to take at Group Rubus? Party host?
I mean, I guess.
Okay, anyways. Patreon.com/Rubus. Moving along, before me and her get too silly. Hey, let's bring back the weekly picks.
Oh, weekly picks.
Yeah,
I have some.
All right. Thank you to Barry for helping us bring it back last week. By the way, I got so many great comments about Barry being on last year. He gave us such good insight about how kind of the backstage stuff is working right now. Had a great conversation with him about how the next evolution of Bonnaroo is coming along.
I keep thinking about the show Barry, and every time you say Barry...
Oh, no, not Bill Hader. Barry Cordier from Chattanooga.
I know who you're talking about.
Yeah. I think he likes that show, though. I think me and him talked about that one time. Isn't that coming back soon? The next season of Barry with Bill Hader?
It's been back.
Yeah, there's going to be another.
We already watched that.
Yeah,
I think
another new season is coming soon.
Oh man, I gave up on that show.
Why?
The last episode I watched was with y'all.
It got so good.
It got way good.
Well,
after that.
let me put it this.
Okay. I'll watch it.
It is going into more like Breaking Bad territory, where it's not just funny all the time. It's a lot more dramatic now.
But good.
But good.
But yeah. Okay. I'll watch it.
I thought you enjoy Angry Bill Hader.
Well. Stop it.
Stop it. Okay. Anyway, please check out that episode with Barry last week if you hadn't. I feel like that was one of our stronger ones in a very long time. And props to him.
The episode of Barry?
No, our episode with Barry Cordier from Chattanooga.
Oh, yeah, because I got really confused.
Yeah, no. When we talked with Barry from the What Podcast last week.
Barry from the What Podcast.
Yes. And they have a really cool episode coming soon where he's talking with some of the Bonnaroo organizers.
Oh, Lord Taco showed me something. He is now... putting their episodes in where you can read their episodes.
Transcripts?
Transcripts, yes, thank you.
They're going to sound insane.
Transcript of this show, please write to blah, 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 blah.
You remember when TV shows would have that back in the day?
Would have that, yeah. And I was like, that's really cool.
Man, some intern was working hard on transcribing everything back in the day.
Right?
Yeah.
But now it's just like a little app.
Oh, yeah. We have gone into so many rat holes. Sharla,
right?
What is your pick for this week?
Okay, so y'all know I really like podcasts.
Yeah?
Well, I found a podcast that I really enjoy. So I also really enjoy playing trivia. And I've gone to play trivia with our good friends Eric and Ben.
They wild about some trivia.
Well, I found a podcast called Trivia Time. And it is these two ladies that host it. And they honestly sound like, you remember that Saturday Night Live skit with the sweaty balls at the NPR?
Alec Baldwin.
Yes, yes. That's honestly exactly what they sound like. But regardless, it is a really good trivia podcast. And it's like pub-style trivia.
I heard you listening to it the other day. You had on speaker.
Yeah, and it's really good. They give you like 5 rounds or something. Sometimes I skip the rounds because it's like a music round or a visual round, but it's really good. It's really interesting. So Trivia Time, check that out.
All right.
If you're into trivia.
Interesting.
And I have one more weekly pick.
Yeah, go.
So I'm also into this playlist on Spotify, and it really helps me work, and I can rush through some work at my job when I listen to this playlist. I don't know who made it, but it's called 1800s Bangers.
What?
Look this up on Spotify.
Classical.
1800s Bangers, yes.
I'm doing that right now.
Look
All
it up.
right, we'll check that out.
Such a good playlist, excuse me. Look it up. If you need to get some work done, if you need to be proficient at your job, put this on, you will fly through your job. Yeah, that's it. Yeah.
Brooklyn found it.
Yeah.
Well, thank you to whoever over 200 years ago dropped this fire playlist.
Yes.
I didn't know they had ye old Spotify in like
Ye old
1816.
Spotify, yes.
I thought that was like the town courier or whatever.
So that's my weekly pick.
You know, back in the day, it wasn't Spotify how new music dropped. You would have a piece of sheet music come along by courier mail. That's how music dropped.
Ah, yes.
Oh, I love that.
Yeah. Or did they have player pianos back then?
Did they not have the Victrola?
No.
The wind up?
I really don't know.
The crank?
I don't know.
They had the crank. They had
Crank.
the crank.
The crank it
Okay.
out.
Brooklyn, do you have a pick or should I go next?
I have 3.
Oh, please, by all
And
means.
they're all music.
Go.
Okay, so my top one is Ocean Alley just released a new album October 14th. It's called Laying It Low or some shit like that. But it's so good. It is so good. Every song is just a nice, like, you know, chill afternoon vibe. Just like a surf rock alternative. Yeah, it's real good.
I like those guys. I'll
It's real
check it
good.
out.
It's just chill to like just shut your mind off and listen to them.
All right.
My second one is the Local Natives just released a new song.
I'm so
called-
excited to see them.
Oh, me too. I've been wanting to see them for like 10 years.
We need to get on the rail.
Yes.
Okay.
They just released a song called Just Before the Morning. And it is so good. It's so good.
All right.
Oh, it's so good. Anyways,
Check it out.
okay, and my third one is Mitchell. When we went down for his birthday, he actually got me into this rap artist called Jid. That's J-I-D.
Yes.
He's from Atlanta, and his flow is so good. God, it's so good. And he tells a story with his rap, and I just think he's an incredibly talented rapper. And if you like rap, please look into him. He is like featured on an Imagine Dragons song, and it's trash.
Oh, no.
We'll say that. His top song on Spotify is going to be that Imagine Dragons song, because you know how the media works.
But you're saying skip that one.
But the rest of his stuff, like, go check out that album that dropped recently. It's so good.
I can't stand it on Spotify when you look somebody up and their top songs are what they're featured on.
Yeah,
Yes.
I don't care for that.
So annoying.
It's not fair to the artist.
Right. That is, ugh.
Damon Albarn and Gorillaz out there like trashing up everybody's playlist then. That's all he does. Anything else, Brooke?
I think that's it. I got one show.
Oh, yeah.
If y'all like Rick and Morty, and if you love Danny DeVito, there's a show called Little Demon on FX.
Yeah.
You can watch it on Hulu. It is really good. I didn't expect it to get as deep as it did, but it did.
I watched like 2 episodes with you, and I liked it.
It's Dan Harmon's show, and he's one of the creators of Rick and Morty. It's like the same, kind of similar art style, not really, but it's
a little more realistic.
Yeah, it's really, really, really good.
Aubrey Plaza is one of the leads, and she's so funny. I love her.
If you are like heavily religious, don't watch it.
Well, yeah, we'll leave it at that. Good point. Okay, I've got a handful for everybody. I'm going to work my way backwards. If you're listening to this, you've probably already been listening to the new King Giz albums that have been out throughout October. I probably don't need to tell you much about those, but if you haven't, what are you doing, baby? You need to go listen to those new King Giz albums. There's been 3 this month, and each of them goes in a different direction, as they do. You'll love it. I got some reports from the recent King Giz shows in the past couple of weeks, and apparently it has been Bonnaroo Part 2, because they've been a little shorter by their standards, and they're playing different things, different than what they played at Bonnaroo. By the way, I guess this is another pick as well. King Gizzard is putting out a vinyl of their entire show that they played at Bonnaroo. It is one of the best live shows I have ever seen. It is in the top 5 of best live shows I have ever seen. It wasn't just that the band was fire, the crowd was fire that night. If you were in that pit, you know. Anyway, they're releasing a vinyl of that show in February, and you can pre-order it. I think it's one of those deals where they're just going to print as many as they get orders for, so there's no big rush. But if you want a good Christmas present or want to give one to a Bonnaroovian, that is a great pick. That's one of the best shows that I feel like the farm has ever seen. Neither of y'all were even there with me. I wish you were.
I forget where I was.
I don't know where you. I think
Goose?
you were getting ready for Goose.
Oh, yes.
I was at Millennium with Joe.
I'm okay. So there's a silver lining in me being at that show without y'all. Would y'all have gotten in that banger pit?
Absolutely not.
Okay, well, good. I went on my own adventure that night. All right, I got 2 other picks for you. The second one is the Cassian Andor show on Disney, the new Star Wars show. Now, it is very different. If you want an action-packed Star Wars show, this probably is not for you. Why are you stealing my phone? Give me that.
Because it was falling.
Oh, thank you, bud.
Fall on the concrete.
It is more of a think piece. It's more of a character piece. It's more full of drama than action. There is some good action. But this is more like Star Wars if it was for adults and if it was like a prestige show like Breaking Bad or something like that. Have you watched any of it?
I've watched the first half of the first episode. It was really good from what I saw, but I was too tired to finish it.
Yeah, it's a slow burn.
I just kind of forgot about it.
It's a slow burn. You got to pay attention. You can't be looking at your phone or whatever.
It's funny because he's my favorite Star Wars character. So.
Well, at this point in the timeline, he's kind of a different dude. He kind of grows into the character he is in Rogue One.
I need to see it.
But it started out slow, I'll admit. The first 2 episodes, I was like, I don't know about this. But they released the first 3 on the same day. So by the time you get to the end of the 3rd episode, you're like, oh, okay, I'm invested. This is getting a little bit better. The past couple of episodes have been bangers. Like, I've really been loving it. And I'm so happy to see Star Wars trying different things and trying to be more adult, you know? So, go check that out.
I'm still trying to catch up on She-Hulk.
Oh, She-Hulk was fantastic. I love the ending. I love her. She's so charming and funny. Okay, my last pick is a video game pick. Some people will not like this pick, but I have been loving the heck out of Overwatch 2. Now, I know it isn't really a sequel. It's more like Overwatch 1.5. They just added a couple of things and made it free to play or whatever. But my goodness, I have sunk more hours into it this week than I would care to admit. I like playing Widowmaker, the sniper. Do you know what any of this is? No. Would you be interested in trying this game with me?
I mean, I guess.
It's fun. I mean, it's kind of like a team-based.
If you do Red Dead 2 with me online.
Okay. Yeah, we can trade a little bit. All right. Well, yeah. Well, it's a free game, so that's one reason I'm recommending it. You can download it and play like 80% of it for free. It's one of those deals where you can like pay for like skins and stuff, but you don't really need that. I'm never going to buy that. But check it out, Overwatch 2. I think you can get it on basically everything. I put it on Switch and my PlayStation. So if I'm in other places, I can also play it. Yeah, I love it. It's fun.
Dedication.
Yeah. All right. I think that's it for this week. Sharla, can you think of anything we're missing?
I think we covered it.
Shout out to anybody who went to Vegas and tried to go to Wish We Were Young and didn't get to go to the first day. That was a sucky situation all around.
I can't. Well, yes, we can imagine that.
Oh, yeah. What are you talking about? Yeah. No, it's like that meme with James Franco. Like, first time?
Yep.
Where he's getting home. He's like, first time? Oh, man. I am so empathetic to everybody who got in that situation. My heart goes out to so many people. I'm annoyed that Live Nation is not being as empathetic, and many of the people on social media are not being very empathetic about that. But can you imagine spending that much money to go to Vegas, getting a expensive hotel in Vegas, and getting screwed at the 11th hour by the wind?
Oh, I can't. Oh.
Well, we can imagine. We do know what weather can do to a festival. So, shout out to anybody who tried. Oh my goodness, I hope you get to see whatever bands you wanted to very, very soon. That was a fire lineup for that specific kind of music. I thought so. You didn't think so?
I mean, I thought so, yeah. I learned my lesson.
My top pick?
Lineups that are too good to be true.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
My top from that lineup, or maybe it was next year, that was a big band for me back in the day that I would love to see now is Thursday, that emo band. I loved them back in the day. That was on my playlist all the time. And it was like me in junior college in my Pontiac Sunfire. I'd be blaring some Thursday. It was such a fire band, dude. You ever even heard of them?
Yeah.
You have?
No.
No? Sharla remembers.
Yeah.
I was there, Gandalf, ages ago. All right. Well, thanks, everybody. We will be back in a week or two. We're taking a couple of weeks off until rumor season really cranks up and we start getting really strong hints of a lineup. And you know how things go.
Wait, you said we had a special Patreon episode?
Yes, we are going to do a couple of special
nice,
Patreon
nice,
episodes
nice.
just for them. Got a couple of little fun details we'll share with them, mostly about group stuff. Some other things. We'll see.
Oh, nice.
Brooklyn, do you have any parting words for us? How are you feeling? From 1 to 10, how are you feeling?
Oh my god.
1 to 10.
8.
8? That's pretty great, man. That's pretty great.
It's not, though.
All right. Some of you that are listening to this will see you in person this weekend. For everybody else, I hope we do see you soon. Please get out there and radiate positivity. See you guys later.
Bye.
What kind of sound is that?
That's a parting sound.
That sounds like a wolf.